Hi everybody, it's a little cold and windy out here today, but welcome to another episode of Rapid Outdoors 360. Now, before the hunts and the harvests take place, and in order to be successful, preparation and practice must be part of your pre-hunt ritual. Make the most of what you have, from managing your land properties to practicing and honing your shooting skills, whether it be shotgun, bow, or rifle. So follow along on this video as we ramp up our small food plot in central Wisconsin to get ready for the fall bow season after a summer of neglect. And check out practice for duck season with this father and daughter team. Now, keeping kids interested in target practice can be a challenge sometimes, so join us as we put a unique twist to practicing target shooting for deer season to keep the kids interested. And finally, join us in a little husband-wife 22 caliber target competition challenge as I challenge a state sectional champion from 1973, my wife Sandy. So come on along and join the fun. Heading out to the food plot, and got a little low-hanging limb here from a down tree. Kevin's working on it, but we're loaded up. Work on the food plot, get my ground blind set up. So, very good. Yes, yes. Good idea. Nice. All right. All right, we got out to the food plot, and you can see the growth in here. We did not have any growth from the plantings from what's going on 3 years ago, the throw and grow. So we're going to take it right down to the bottom like I did here. We're going to open this all up again, blow it out. I got some throw and grow with radish. We're going to plant right in here, and whatever happens, happens. We're so late this year. This is Labor Day weekend, the Saturday before Labor Day here in September. I think today's the 5th. So we're going to get at it. Kevin's out helping me, and we'll get this food plot open for October bow. So as you can see back here, we're about, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through in trimming down the food plot and getting that open. And it's only 1 o'clock, so we're not doing too bad. Kevin just went in for some more water. We're taking a little break. I got to replace the string on my trimmer. And I told Kevin, he came up here, he wanted to cut trails to their tree stands too with the trimmer. So I told him, hey, you're good enough. I mean, they hunt out of this too, but good enough to give me a hand to finish opening that. I'll take care of the rest. The plan then is to blow this all open, and then we've got the pull behind rake here. Right here is the pull behind rake. We'll hook that up to the ATV, and the food plot that we're going to plant, let's see, where did I put that bag of stuff? Okay, this is what we're going to try to put out. It's called Throw and Grow Extreme. There. We've had pretty good success with this throw and grow. So it's a no-till, and it's got everything we planted the last couple of years, but it added radishes. So that's what we plan on putting in. We're going to try one bag because it's late in the year. Like I said, it's already September. None of us really start bow hunting until October, so we'll have about 4 weeks of possible growth. We're supposed to get some good rain tomorrow, the next day, the next 2 to 3 days we're supposed to get some rain, so I want to get that in. But anyways, I'm going to show you. Here's our one licking branch, right here. And the bucks have been on this group of what we call marl trees. They have a scrape there, and they use those as licking branches. And of course, right below this licking branch, we have a scrape there. So we're going to get those scrapes activated, but that food plot with one, we're going to try one bag and see what happens. But we're going to put that bag down right in this area here. We'll take that drag rake, open this up. I'm going to blow this all clean, then drag it. And then we'll get the seed down, and then we'll kind of work it in a little bit, pat it down just by maybe walking or driving on it with the ATV, just to pat it down a little bit so we got good soil contact with the seeds. And then we get the 2-3 days of rain, and hopefully we come up here in mid-October and we've got some growth and we got deer feeding in here. We're out of gas, and look, that's all we got left to do is that little bit, and I had to run out of gas. Now I'm taking 5. Yep. The food, 2:30 we started probably sometime between like 11:15. So thanks to Kevin's help, I'm done in plenty of time. Give you a quick look at what we did. So you saw it before, and this is the general food plot. We got it all opened up. We're going to take 5, and then it's time to start blowing open that half of the food plot to get ready to get the planting in. All right, step 2. We use the blower and we blow all the debris that we trimmed in the area we want to plant that throw and grow. Well, we're going to finish that up, and when we get done, we'll turn the camera back on and show you what we're going to do next to prep the food plot for planting. All right, we're done. You can see here, this is all blown out. All we have to do now is get the rake attachment on the ATV and loosen the ground and spread seed and then cover it up. Oh, right now we're taking a little rest. So it's 5 after 4. Now the rest of the work will be done with the ATV and the hand spreader. And I was right. I said I'd be coming in the dark. It looks like I'm gonna be. So we're done. You saw me on the ATV. We finished the plot, dragging that rake, roughing up the ground, get ready for the seed. And where we had stumps and I couldn't get in between real good, I used a little rake to rough up the ground in between there. So Craig called me. It's about 4:30. Supper's ready, but I told him I'm going to broadcast the seed first, and then when I come back, all I got left to do is put up the blind after supper. So we're going to broadcast that seed next. Kind of zoom in on this, you can see how that rake roughed up the ground pretty good. For the throw and grow, it says about 1/4 of an inch depth. So that was the the ticket was dragging that rake behind, so. We're here after supper. Supper's done. It's 10 after 6, so I got about an hour, a little over an hour. The plan right now, you can hear them, they're target shooting. The plan right now is to come out here with a little rake and kind of rake over the soil, over the seed that I had laid before supper. Try to get better seed to soil contact. We're going to get rain the next couple of days like I've been talking. So I want to get that done, and then we want to get my blind up. So let's get to work. Well, you get the idea. I'm going to finish up the rest of the plot, and when I'm done, it's going to be starting to set up our ground blind. So back to work. Whew. You know, that's tiring just walking, dragging that rake. But what we did, to explain this, because it's a throw and grow, where we raked with the pull behind rake going this way, then we seeded. In those areas where I pulled the rake this way, I went with the hand rake this way to cover up the furrows and hopefully get some good soil seed contact for growth. So that's done. We got half the plot seeded. My blind setup is going to be next, so let's get at that. Anyways, guys are still target shooting on and off, and I got to fire up the trimmer. I got to get in there and trim down that floor. So alright, we got her popped up, so I'm going to be working inside the blind. You ain't going to see much, so we're going to shut down the camera, and when we start camoing the outside, we'll pick up the camera again. Alright, we're cleaned up, trailer's packed. We're just going to go inside and button up the windows from the inside, and that's it. We will see you tomorrow or the next day when we get out here to finish activating the mock scrapes and finish camoing up our ground blind. So back for a campfire and a beer. It's been a long day and I'm tired. See you back at the campfire. All right, we're done. We've got her camoed in. I didn't charge my batteries this morning on my camera, so I'm shooting this with my phone. That's why you're not seeing us camoed in completely, but she's ready to go. Just a little walk around. And once everything gets brown, she blends in really well. It sticks out a little bit now because everything's really green, but in another month or so, she'll be blending in real good. And the deer will get used to it, whatever comes through here. So, all right, that's it. We'll catch you guys later.
Next, check out the father and daughter duck hunting duo of Chris Potgay and his daughter Betsy as they get in some wing shooting practice in order to target ducks whistling over an early morning marsh in a couple of weeks. Even Ella, Chris's other daughter, helps out during the practice session.
Okay.
Well, Chris is up first. His pellets ease into the clay target, blasting it apart.
That's alright. It's in there pretty good. It's going where we want it to go.
A second target disintegrates as Chris lines up, follows through, and squeezes the trigger.
Yay!
And just when you think you got it,
Oh, come on, Dad.
well, practice, practice, practice. Next up is Betsy. She's a little less experienced than her dad Chris, but she's not a newcomer by any means, having been out enough times to either have shivered or sweated alongside her dad in the duck blind. Well, it looks like she was a little behind on this first one, but she settled in quickly, finding her sight picture and knocking the next couple of clays right out of the sky.
Ready?
Hey, for all you duck hunters out there, you'd want her in your boat. She's a good shot. Duck hunting is one of the best hunting sports to introduce another generation of young outdoor enthusiasts to learn about the great outdoors, to see nature firsthand, close up, to see the birds fluttering around your blind, to see a muskrat or a beaver swim by in their natural habitat, to see the natural progression of how food reaches your table, from the hunt to cleaning, processing, and finally cooking and eating. And last but not least, the companionship. While waiting in the blind for the various flights of ducks to go by, you have some downtime. And during that downtime, you're going to learn a lot about your kids, and heck, they're even going to learn a little bit about you. You're going to create memories and a bond that neither one of you will ever regret. In fact, in the end, looking back, you're probably going to realize you got more out of it than they did. Okay, so here's our challenge. Sandy, back in high school, back in 1973, was high girl on her target shooting team. They were state champs and she was a high girl. Now she hasn't shot in 46 years or 47 years. So we've got a 22 challenge between her and me. Now I shot a little video, but I didn't show you the target so far because both of us did not hit the target. We got a little 8-inch target. She had her 10 shots all around it, and I was consistently high. So we didn't want to show that. But we're going to see if she can get back on track to where she was state champ. Let's see what happens.
I don't like that.
All right, so here we go. She's getting her plugs in. We're going to see what we do now. We both had 10 rounds down range. We're shooting at probably about 20 yards only.
I take a breath.
It's all right.
Done. I can put it on there.
You got it. Turn around once. Was this your first time shooting since you were in high school on the team?
Yeah.
Let's go see what she did.
Sandy's first shot was high and slightly right. Her second shot was low to the right, but on target. Then her next couple of shots, 3 through 5, were low and off target. She overcorrected with shot 6, on target but slightly high and to the right. But then I think the muscle memory started to come back as she walked shots 7 through 9 back to the center mass. In all, not bad for not shooting competition for about 47 years.
All right, you saw Sandy shoot. Now it's my turn. My last 10 rounds. And then Chris and his girls are going to blow up some watermelons with some tannerite. That should be fun. Let's see what I can do. Let's see who the champ is.
Well, for my 10 shots, I started off low off target on shots 1 and 2. But even when I started to put my shots on target, I was low. Numbers 3, 4, and 5 were dialed in a tight grouping and kind of centered, but just made the target low center. I adjusted up on shots 6 through 8, but was still low to the right. Shots 9 and 10 had me better centered, but still low. So it looks like it's going to be a tough call to determine the winner. I put 8 of 10 shots in the 8-inch target range, while Sandy put 5 of 10. Now, all my 8 shots were in the outermost ring, while on Sandy's 5, 1 was in the inner ring next to the bullseye. Just barely, it was on the ring, but it still counts as being in the inner ring. She put 3 in the second ring around the bullseye, and 1 in the outer ring where I put all of my shots. Now, she was the closest to the bullseye with her groupings. I wasn't even close. So I guess it comes down to scoring points. So if we score points based on what was placed on the target, on the values for the circles, Sandy put 4 hits in the 10-point range for 40 points, and 1 hit in the outermost circle for 9 points, which gives her a total of 49 points. Now me, I put 8 shots in that outermost circle, but that gives me 72 points. So if you're scoring by points, well... Okay, new champ. I beat the 1973 state champ. Now here's a little background flashback to 1973-74. Sandy belonged to the YWCA's South Shore chapter's 22 caliber target shooting team in southeastern Wisconsin. They competed against other shooting teams throughout the state. The competitions were done on weekends as a large campout, with all teams staying in the camping area. This way all team members intermingled and many new friendships came about. Obviously, firearm safety was first and foremost, but team members also learned outdoor skills such as building fires, food preparation, how to create temporary shelters, tents and bedding, wilderness survival, first aid, how to handle wildlife encounters, wildlife ecosystems, and conservation. Shooting events consisted of standing, sitting, kneeling, prone, and offhand positions. Targets were at 50 yards and teams competed together as a team, followed by your opponent's team. Then scores were tallied to determine the winning team. As you can see, the South Shore chapter won the Wisconsin YWCA's regional titles in 1973 and 1974, with my wife Sandy being the high-scoring girl of the 1973 regional tournament. And the highlight and crowning achievement of the 1973 season was being the high girls team in the NRA Junior Conventional National Sectionals. Now, 47 years later, without doing any competitive shooting, she managed to eventually range in the center mass of the target in a little good-natured fun competition. Now, even though I won on point scoring, I know better. With a few more reps under her belt, she'd kick my butt. I was lucky this time. Now for some deer hunting target practice with the Potkays. To keep things interesting, Chris brought along some watermelons and tannerite. This should provide a good visual experience. First up is Betsy using the AR-15 platform.
You got to dedicate one to Josh.
Man, I'm getting shaky.
Tannerite didn't go.
No.
But the melon did. Go ahead and safety.
Betsy, look at your phone.
Bummer, no explosion. So on to round 2 for Betsy.
Did I get some bum tannerite or what?
I don't know.
Wow.
Piecing together the watermelon around the tannerite on the third setup, the tannerite finally cooperates.
That was low.
Hello?
Low.
Woo-wee! Betsy? Betsy? Let's see the smile. There we go.
Proud dad.
All right.
Next, Chris gets in on some fun, takes aim with his deer rifle, and it only takes one shot.
Whoa, that was a good one.
It's on.
I guess you're on target.
Yeah.
First try.
After watching her sister and dad, even Ella wanted to get in on the fun and decided to give it a try.
Whoa!
Let's see Ella's first shot again in slow motion.
It didn't blow up though, but it's got the melon.
Again as before, the remnants of the watermelon was stacked around the jar of tannerite for Ella's second attempt.
Got the watermelon again.
Yeah, this time it didn't blow apart. Is the Go ahead and tannerite shoot still again. there?
Can you see the tannerite there still?
Do I have to do anything to realize?
Hang on.
Nope, just pull the trigger again.
To the right. To the right again. You're
Yeah,
blowing
get
that
the
melon
watermelon
apart
again.
though.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Are you aiming just below it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just aim right at it, hon. Just aim right at it. She hit the tannerite, it didn't go.
Yeah.
The tannerite come out
Yeah.
of it.
I saw the smoke that time, but it
Hold
didn't
up, hon.
explode.
Go ahead and put the safety on. And lay it down. There you go, hon.
Well, after checking out the tannerite, and with one good watermelon left, it was decided to give Ella a fresh target setup to shoot at.
Put the raspberries on top of your duck when you make it. Doesn't that sound good?
I really hit the
She
jar
hit the
out
jar.
of the watermelon.
It didn't blow.
Now, how did that happen? She blew the jar of tannerite out of the watermelon, but didn't hit the watermelon.
You hit the jar. All right. Safety.
Oh, fine, I got you hitting the jar in slow
She hit the jar. Knocked it out of there. But
After a few more shots to get zeroed in, Ella gets the job done.
right. Low and right. Yeah. Whoa!
Success. That was like a sonic boom.
Yeah.
Yes, who said it's that steak?
That was fun.
Finally!
Safety.
Yep.
Ella,
That dumb
did you just
watermelon.
blow something up? All right, Monday morning, Labor Day. Heading back out into the woods by my brother-in-law here. A couple of things to finish up. I had a bad trail cam. I'm going to replace that one in my turkey blind area. And my my blind that I set up, the support pole, I always worry about that moving in a heavy wind or whatever, and that it would then wear a hole in the top of the blind. So I got the idea to zip tie it around that center section where all the rods come up, and then that'll stay right there. I won't have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do this morning, is put the zip ties on the blind and put in that trail camera, replace the one that was not working in my turkey blind area. So Chance just alerted me to two fawn. They were bedded down in there. Couldn't get the camera up in time. They just bounded out. Come on, Chance, stay over here. Let them go. Come on, Chance. Leave the deer alone. Two little fawn. I can't pick them up anymore. Should have known better. Should have paid closer attention to Chance. He was kind of acting funny, looking over there. I glanced over, and sure enough, I saw two little fawn take off. By the time I got the camera up, they were well on their way. I don't think we picked any of it up. Good sign. Deer are around. Let's work on the blind and get this done. You can see what I did was I zip tied my support pole up on top here, so this ain't gonna slide off and get onto the roof itself and then rub and put a hole in it. So we zip tied that, one this way to keep that from moving. So our support pole is all set.
Okay, next on the agenda, replacing the trail cam.
Alright, we're all set. Now we're staying out of the woods until October bow hunt. We're all prepped, we're ready to go, and hopefully when I show up in October, we'll have some growth in that food plot.
And before the weekend ended, Chris and his daughters managed to get in another trail ride. Even tired out Chance so he'd sleep on the way home.
Family and friends in the great outdoors. See you guys next time. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos on my channel. A big thank you for that. Now feel free to comment below, or if you don't want your comments available in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapintoutdoors360@gmail.com. And if you know a friend you think may enjoy this video series, please feel free to share this with him or share our link. And always, whether you fish or hunt, make sure you practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. We'll see you all next time.